Get ready for the picture. 3, 2, 1. Been running these EKOI. All the team have them at the moment. Photochromatic lens has been really good. Got ourselves sun lenses. Alright? I spent most of yesterday trying to work out how to get these lenses changed. And Angus said, just go onto YouTube and there'll be a video on it. And of course, there's a video on how to do it, right? But I had to laugh at this. Do you see? Come on. Halfway there, and my top is still on. I was obviously really impressed with how this thing handled those conditions on the weekend. Full review is coming. Hey bro, how's things? Oh good, nice day for it. Good morning. Apologies for being so chirpy. Yesterday got a heap of work done. Girls were sick, and so the chances of them going to daycare today was pretty slight, but they've woken up pretty good and they've gone to daycare. Giving Dada 3 hours. 3 hours. He has nothing. No, I'm not going to start referring to myself in the third person. I have nothing on my training program. Just going to go riding, be some verbal diarrhea, but we'll get some good photos. When I get home, I'm going to go through Sunday's race, and particularly one key moment from it. Very different to crit and that kind of thing plays out. Now, if you want to skip to that bit, go to about here on the video, because between now and then, we're going to clear up a few loose ends. How good is a freshly cleaned bike? I mean properly freshly cleaned. Air compressor cleaned. First thing we've got to clear up are these crooked lids. A few of you have been sending in no photo. You've just been tagging NERO Racing and using the hashtag, but we've got to see the picture. It's not just me looking like an idiot here. It's on your right there, lads. That's that. Then, subscribers discount on the vlog. That's active till the end of the week. Starting to get short on the popular sizes, so your mediums, smalls, those type of things. So if you're gonna do it, now's the time. That may very well have been the best run I've ever had down Military Road. Absolutely amazing run. So legs are feeling pretty good actually. I'm going to have a pretty soft week, well, beginning to this week. Not going to do anything too structured early in the week, just going to ride a bit. Team time trial later in the week, and then we're down south, so we'll do some hills. But yeah, legs felt okay, actually. For me, as an old bloke, good to have a day off after that. Certainly learnt that last year. What about these sleeves rolled up? Middle of June. What are you on about, Donald? No such thing as global warming. Cycle. I forgot I have to pick up some nutrition. Remember that $50 voucher from the Masters race? Well, I used it on a bit of team nutrition, and that's going to give me a really nice segue about what to eat when riding and racing, because there's not enough videos on that, you know. Ready? We're going to stay in and talk, but we're going to go home and do it. Okay. So quick little bit of race chat. Putting aside criteriums and putting aside your Grafton in Varels, so your
5, 6 hour plus type events. 99% of the racing that we do is self-supported 2, 3, 4 hour road racing. I have a steadfast rule of pretty much a gel per hour. So 3 hour race on the weekend and I ran 3 gel. I try and run different flavors of gels and different makes. So I had a Winners, an Endura, and a Power Bar gel for the weekend. As far as hard food goes, for that kind of length of race, I don't tend to bother. I did have a Cliff Bar on the start line. I do like these. When do I use them? It's a good question because, so I bought that for the team. We're hoping to do a tour of the Great South Coast later in July. It's a multi-stage event. Guys will probably be fueling themselves a little bit better for those events. For things like the weekend where it's a one-off race and you're only doing 1 race a week, I don't bother. That makes sense? Let's have a quick chat about this breakaway. Ooh. So we sat here last week. I think it was last week. Establishing a breakaway. Probably last week. This is the race video from the Sony Action Cam today. Can't remember. And I sat here and I told you all about the tactics of getting in breakaway. Hitting the bunch when a breakaway or some moves have just come back. And this intricate system of following attacks and timing of establishing the break. But sometimes you just follow the strongest guys in the race, go really hard, and eventually you're in a breakaway. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the footage from my front-facing camera from the weekend's West Head road race, the A-Elite West Head road race. Where are we in the race? We're about 30 minutes into it. There's a couple of guys up the road. It's been a very tough race up to now. It's a bergy course, so lots of ups and downs, so it's a lot of short, sharp punching. Now what I'm going to show you now is this is when Jesse, Marcus and myself get away. And the lack of tactics that's involved here, merely just the physical ability that they're doing. So we're coming into what is probably the longest climb on the course. Now I'm on Jesse's wheel, and Jesse is going to roll to the front here and watch my watts. So we are away. Now I'm riding up on Jesse's wheel. As I said before, you can flick to the link here for the full first 30 minutes, but you can see here Jesse is stringing this field out. Now what he would do if he had more teammates, he only had Pete in the race here, but if he had more teammates in here, what he'd be doing now is then being able to release one of his teammates to attack over the top. You can see he's looking around to see if someone's going to attack over the top of him. Now, if he had another teammate here, maybe they would do that. But because Jesse's on so much good form, now there goes Marcus. Marcus is going to go over the top of him. He knows the field's hurting. And to be brutally honest, I know the field is being hurt as well because I'm hurting. And I know they are the 2 guys I cannot let go up the road. So it is full gas for me now over the crest of this climb. I think maybe the watts are slightly lagging here, but you'll see that I'm now descending, trying to get into an aero tuck to just cling on to the back of their wheel and find that wheel. Because I know that with Jesse on the front there, as you can see, he comes through for that turn, that all of a sudden a lot of watts are going to go out on a downhill and a gap will happen very, very quickly. So get across, which I've just managed to do. Jesse flicking his elbow and I'm not coming through. The fact is that was probably the most selective part of the course. So we're going to turn, around the turn, and keep your eyes on the right. There goes the bunch going the other way. Construction interlude as Catherine is disciplined. Have to come back a bit later. Let's give it a minute. Okay. Yeah, I was pretty much right. Okay, what was the point of me showing you that? Well, 2 things. Number 1, knowing the guys you're riding against. Knowing the fact that those 2 guys are probably the strongest people in the race. From my perspective, man, I just couldn't let them go. The other thing, and this comes back to the thing we did with the state championships race where I said a lot of the time these elastic bands break when everyone's on the rivet. I was in a bit of an advantage at that perspective because I'd had Angus up the road a little bit earlier on, so I'd had the opportunity to rest from a few moves. That's the advantage of having a team. Yeah, I've said enough about his ride, but the crazy thing about that is that he was doing that for the first 35 minutes and then he was just continuing to do it, and then he just continued to do it when we're in the break. You've got enough bloody fans at this stage, it doesn't need any more. Long vlog today, a lot of chat. Gonna finish today, old school rant. Sunday's West Head Road Race was the first State Opens race in Sydney, in the Sydney metro area for a long time, certainly as long as I've been racing at this level. How do you know this? Because you're watching this vlog. You know how you don't know this? If you are paying any attention or trying to get your information from New South Wales Cycling and any of their social media or even their websites. They are incapable of promoting an event that not only was a success, but proved that clubs in Sydney can pull together these events. What gets people to races is promotion. Look at Tuesday Night Heffron. We have attendance points. The worst course in Australia is so well promoted that people want to do it, and it gets huge numbers. A proper road race held in Sydney. Nothing. If it wasn't for Manly, if it wasn't for the little bits that we're doing, you wouldn't even know the thing was on. I don't often leave you on a ranty, sooky note. Well, it's not a sooky note, but lucky you got us. Oh, I've got something planned for this week. You're gonna love it. You're gonna laugh. Get your crooked helmets on. Chat to you later.